Hey, Hans, welcome to Storytime Saturday. First off, y'all, I'm mad as hell. I know I'm coming to the video sounding crazy, but I'm mad as hell. Because I just got an iPhone, right, you guys? And I just not record a full video, but I record a couple of, little snips. And as I went, something told me to play one of the videos I did back. One of the little clips I did back. And whole time I got it on slow-mo. I'm mad as hell. Whole time I got it on slow-mo. Like, I'm slow as hell. I just got an iPhone, y'all. And, I love the camera quality and stuff. But it's stressing me out. All these damn effects. Who the hell want a video on slow-mo for? This ain't that goddamn TikTok. Oh, yeah. And I know I come out here looking like Nelly or whatever. But I just got a piercing. And I could have took the band-aid off for this video. But she told me to keep it on for a week. So I'm going to do that. So by next video, y'all won't see me with this on. Y'all see my piercing. And y'all, it's so cute. Because if you know me, you know I got like a little heart. It looked like a half a heart because of the band-aid. But I got a little heart tattoo right there. So it's right next to the heart. So it's real cute. I got a dermal. And it's real cute. It's real poppy. I'm giving y'all natural beauty today. I got a little mascara on and some lip gloss. But that's about it because you're not supposed to wear makeup when you first get a dermal. So, real natural beauty today. Except for I got on a headband wig because I didn't feel like doing my hair. But let's get into this story time. All right, y'all. So, we're going to call Chicago. We're going to call... Honestly, I could call him by his nickname. But, because I never knew his real name. I only knew his nickname. But, we're not going to call him by his nickname because he's from Chicago and he live out here. And there are not too many people from Chicago that live out here. So, I feel like somebody might know him or might be talking to him. I don't know. So, we're going to call him Shy. Because what else, right? So, yes, Shy was from Chicago and I started talking to him on POF. So, y'all, this back then, my POF days when I was in school, real bored. Just needed somebody to have fun with. You feel me? No, I was just bored, y'all. So, me and him started talking. I know he messaged me first because back then I definitely was not inboxing dudes first. So, I know he messaged me first. But I don't remember what he said. I never remember what guys say, you guys. So when I tell these story times, y'all gonna hear that a lot. Unless it's somebody I recently talked to. But cause most of y'all dudes, y'all say the same thing. But yeah, so he seemed real cool at first. Me and him talked on the phone for like 2 weeks before we even met. And I don't know why it took us so long to meet. I guess it was just like he was talking to other people, I was talking to other people. It was just about making time for each other. So, I was just like, he real cute though. Like, when I seen him, I was like, oh, he cute. I was like, he real cute. Like, he was light skinned. And I usually don't do, especially back then, I was not doing the light skins. So, he probably was like, nah, he wasn't the first light skin I talked to. It was this other light skin. He was a Gemini too. He know who he is. Yeah, so me and him was talking and he was real cool at first, honestly. He was real cool. And our energy was just real good. Like, even though we were just texting or whatever, it was real consistent. So I was like, oh, okay, he really liked me. You know what I mean? Like, he really feeling me. And I was feeling him too. So this was when I was smoking weed. I don't smoke weed no more. But I've been 2 years, haven't smoked any weed. Haven't smoked any marijuana. Y'all, it's so crazy because I stopped smoking in the beginning of the pandemic. Every time I tell people that, they're like, damn, that's when I started smoking. But y'all, that's when I stopped smoking. And we'll say that story time for a whole nother day of the reason why I stopped. But, yeah, so back then when I was talking to him, I was smoking. Of course, you know, he was smoking too. So one day he was like, oh, he was like, you want to chill? I'll come by, we smoke. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. So he come over and he opened up his car door, and I'm just looking at him like, what you doing? I was like, we can't smoke in your car. He was like, yeah, we can smoke in the car. I'm like, all right, cool, cause you're not about to come in my crib. I don't know you like that. So I was like, yeah, we'll have more privacy in your car. So we in his car, we smoking, we talking. Y'all, off bat, his ass was fucking crazy. Like when we were texting stuff, he would say like funny things, or when we got on the phone a couple of times, he'll say little funny things, but his ass was tripping, okay? He started, I'm asking him like, I'm talking about like, where are you from? And, he's talking about Chicago. And I'm like, oh, what brought you here? And he was like, I just had to get the fuck away. He was like, I had to get away from the shit. I just need to start over. And I'm like, oh, I feel that. And then instantly it's like, and I know he a Gemini. And I talked to Geminis before. Sometimes they do have that little switch, where one day they calm and, they real sweet. And then next time they like, you know what I mean? But his shit was like instantly like, yeah, I just, want somebody that I want to treat right. Man, fuck these hoes. Like, that's how he was like. Like, it was giving me real crazy, like. And it was giving me real crazy vibes, y'all. And he was telling me that, he moved here because he had got a divorce. His wife had divorced him. And we're young. Like, at the time, I think he was like 23. And I was, believe, 21. And I was like, you 23, you already divorced? He was like, yeah, I got married at 21. And I was like, damn, like, you got married young. And he was like, well, I started off young, like, doing, like, wild shit. He was like, I just grew up real fast. And I was like, wild shit? Like, what you mean? He was like, for instance, when I was 12, I used to be a pimp. He said when he was 12, he used to be a pimp. I don't know, y'all, but he was like, yeah, I used to hang with my uncles and my older cousins, and they was pimps, and we had hoes. He was like, we kind of had like a basically like a whorehouse, like a hoe house, and I was just like, And my God, he telling me all this, and I'm like, and he was talking about how like when he was a teenager, he was like, it was this one little bitch. She got out of hand, so I had hog-tied her, and he was like, I whooped her back with a metal hanger. And I'm like, wow. He was like, but that was back then. He was like, I don't do no wild shit now. He was like, I'm just a regular nigga now. Yeah, I don't know why I was sitting in this car listening to all this. But like I say, this was back then when I was smoking. So I was just high as hell, okay? His stuff was, when I say stuff, I mean weed. His gas, marijuana was good, because I didn't know about the other stuff, but we're gonna get into that later. Yeah, so his stuff was just good. I was high. But then he tells me, he was like, yeah, and I used to do coke, but I don't do that no more. And when he say that, it was like, okay, like, now that's why in my head, I'm like, that's why he acting the way he acting. Because mind y'all, when he telling me this story, when he telling me about, when he was a pimp and had a hose and stuff, he was like, yeah, and I whipped her with a hanger. I whipped her, like, he kept doing that, and I'm like, what the fuck? Is it allergy season? Because it was winter time. So I'm like, I know it's not allergy season. Like, what the fuck is wrong with him? But when he mentioned that he did coke, I'm like, okay, that's what it is, baby. Your ass still doing coke. So as we talking about dating, and he's talking about females and how him and his wife got a divorce because he was a cheater. But he was like that. He was talking about how he don't mature to lie, and I'm just like, okay. And then he goes to tell me, he was like, but I still be out there. He said, I still be having fun because I'm a single man now. And I was like, I feel that. And he was like, and I don't use condoms. Oh, baby, when he tell me that, my mind, my mind went on friend zone. My job, my mind should have been went on friend zone because he was talking all that crazy shit. My mind should have been like friend zone. But nah, when he said that whole thing about not using condoms, oh, he got friend zone real quick. In my head, I was like, oh, baby, we not doing nothing, okay? Like, at all. Like, ugh. I'm like, you don't use condoms? He was like, hell no. I'm like, and that's exactly how he said, y'all. He was like, hell no. And I'm like, I do. He was like, well, shit, not with me. And I just looked at him, and I'm like, well, I gotta go. I'm like, well, I gotta go. I gotta start dinner. And he was like, oh, what you cooking for dinner? And I was like, I don't know yet, but I'm gonna text you. I gotta go. He was like, all right, cool, little mama. He's like, stay in touch. I'm like, okay. So I get out the car, and as I'm like trying to get in the house, his car is still there. He's still there in my parking lot. And I'm looking at him like, and he yells out the car door. He's like, nah, he was like, I ain't trying to stalk you, little mama. I ain't trying to stalk you. I'm just making sure you get in the crib. And I'm like, he's like, I'm just making sure you get in the crib safely. And I'm like, oh, okay. My job. I still kept talking to him because I just thought he was cute. You know what I mean? And honestly, all crazy shit aside, me and his vibe was so nice. But see, he was a Gemini. I'm a Leo. And they say Geminis and Leos can be like best friends. So that's why our energy was just, it was real nice. But yeah, so I'm in the house, and you know, I go in my room, and he texts me. I look at my phone. I'm like, what in the world? He like, yo, what you doing? I text him. I say, sitting on my bed, just sat on my bed. Like, I just got in the house. Like, goddamn. And he's like, okay. He was like, call me when you get a chance. So I'm just like, well, it can't be urgent. And I'm like, I just hung with you. Like, I don't know if I'm the only one, but like, after I hang out with a guy, I don't talk to him for the rest of the day. Is that messed up, y'all? Like, when I hang out with a guy, I don't talk to him for the rest of the day because I'm just like, I just see, especially we hung out all day. Like, my job, it's like 7 o'clock at this point. I'm like, damn, we already chill. Like, what else do we need to talk about? He came over another time, and when he came over that second time, it was for me to cop some weed from him. And I had copped some weed from him, and that was it. Like, but I could tell he wanted more. So he texted me that second time we hung out, and he was like, I really don't want to be alone tonight. He was like, I'm just going through a lot right now. And I was like, damn, like, I mean, you want to talk on the phone? And he's like, nah, it's cool. And I'm like, okay. So then he calls me, and he's like, man, look, I'm trying to fuck. And well, go hit up one of your girls, baby. And he's like, hell nah. He was like, I'm trying to fuck with you. Like, you playing games. He was like, I want you. And I'm like, I'm flattered, but I don't know. We don't really know each other. I was like, you real cute. I was like, I'm real attracted to you. Don't get me wrong. And y'all, the thing is, this guy is really, really fine. But baby, I'm not like that. Like, I don't care how far you are. You talking about you don't use condoms. You used to be a pimp. You say you don't do coke no more, but you still do coke. Yeah, so like the next day, I text him, and he just started acting different, of course, y'all. You know, the boys, they get a little, when they used to getting what they want, they get a little mad when they finally get a female who don't get them what they want. And it's okay, baby. Every female not gonna drop to her knees because you fine as hell. Well, at least I'm not. I don't do that, baby. You gotta be more than fine. You gotta have more than money. Okay, I have to really be like, attracted to you. And for me, it's more than just looks. Like, it's personality. It's more than just being fine. Even though it is some men out here that's so fine, and I'm like, damn. Like, if I had just one night, baby, one night, not want to use a condom thing, I'm like, oh, I know you got something. Like, I could never, ever. Okay. I don't play them type of games at all. We wasn't texting like or talking on the phone like we was. And it's just one day I'm like, I feel like you acting different. And he was like, I mean, the other night you wouldn't give me what I want, so why I'm gonna give you what you want? And I was like, well, I don't want nothing from you. Please believe it. Please believe I don't want nothing from you. And he was like, well, find a new plug, bitch. And I was like, bitch, y'all, when I tell you I started wilding on this, I'm like, who you calling a bitch? Like, you that mad? you get any female you want, like, you fine. Like, I'm telling y'all, like, dude, look real good. Why you press about me? But I'm like, all right, whatever. So I stopped talking to him. And then it was one day I seen this article. Yeah, I seen this article. And it was about this new STD, STI going around. So I sent it to him. And then, because y'all, I could be real, like, catty. So I sent it to him, and I was like, and when he read that, he was like, man, don't ever try to fucking play me. He was like, I ain't getting that. He was like, I always get tested. Why do you guys say that? Why do men who don't use condoms say that? Because this isn't the first guy that I talked to who was like, he don't wear condoms. Y'all say, oh, I don't like condoms. That's why I don't have multiple partners. Let's say it's something you can't get rid of and they're not taking any medication. Or if they have herpes, they have an outbreak and you sleep with them. This is the first person you slept with. You mean to tell me you're not gonna get anything? Like, come on now. We gotta be smarter than that. It don't matter how many people you sleep with. Okay, you can still get it. Like, come on now. But yeah, they'll say things like that, like, oh, that's why I limit my partners, or oh, that's why I get tested. Well, you can, what is it? You know what I mean? It's like, I hear it, so I'm like, what are you talking about? Of course you get tested. You can get tested. That's not going to stop you from getting the disease. That just lets you know if you got it or not. Like, come on now. But I'm just like, I don't want no parts of that. So I sent to that guy. He was mad, y'all. Ooh, I ruffled. Ooh, how I shake the room. But let me tell you, y'all, I be real petty. I was like, let me ruffle his feathers real quick. You know what I mean? And mind y'all, I seen him this at work. So I seen him that started doing my client's hair and stuff. My phone is ding, 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 ding. I'm like, who keep on texting me? Y'all, it's him basically arguing with himself. That's how I knew he was crazy. Bitch, don't send me nothing like that. You got me fucked up. He was like, I ain't got no disease. I'm not gonna get no disease. He was like, cause I ain't gonna ever mess with no bitch like you. You probably got a disease, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, so I text him back. I say, oh, you mad. You mad. You mad. I can't argue with you, baby. I'm at work. So he started talking real crazy. He was like, if you would have gave me the chance, you probably would have been my next wife. And I said, oh, I could have never been your wife at all. Like, what? I said, I could have never been your wife. And he said, no, I said, I could have never been your wife because the way you talk to me, my dad would never talk to me like that. My dad, I would never be with a man to talk to me like that because I didn't grow up with a man talking to me like that. And he was like, I'll fight your dad. He was saying all that. I'm like, all right, you about to get blocked. Like, because now you just talking stupid. Like, boy, you not going to do shit. Shut your ass up. Dude was just real crazy. fight my dad. What the hell my dad do? Y'all, but eventually, I think he blocked me, honestly. Because one thing about me, y'all, I could go back and forth. I hate going back and forth with Geminis, though. Because Geminis don't know how to shut up. They'll keep going and going and going and going and going. To the point where, like him, not talking about nothing. At this point, you're talking to yourself. Because you're not talking to me, you're talking to yourself. I'm not even responding. And my client was in the chair like,
girl, you need to block him. Let him go. You don't need him.
And I'm like, well, we're just friends. Like, we're not together. I think he might have blocked me because I know I was saying some real reckless shit. You're not gonna talk shit to me. When I got home, I started talking real reckless to him. I couldn't do when I was at work, but when I got home, oh baby, I was popping my sheets. Period. I ain't one of your little back in the days, okay? But yeah, he blocked me. I blocked him. I haven't talked to him since then. I haven't seen him since then. I was just like, no. I was like, I'm done with POF. Like, POF need to be called POP. Plenty of psychos. Okay? Because it ain't nothing but some crazy mother. And I know when I say POP, I probably thought I was going to say something else because y'all nasty. But no, plenty of psychos. That's what they need to be called. That's the end of my story time, you guys. Thank y'all for tuning in to another video, and I will see y'all next time. Peace.